SCP-1128 is the aquatic horror. Now, a couple things about this. First of all, I'm not an aquaphobic or an aquaphobiac, or I don't know how you would call it, but I'm not scared of the water. When I was a kid, I did a lot of swimming in lakes and rivers and bayous, and most of the time I like clean water now, especially older. But I can tell you that looking into murky water could be scary, especially if you know it's deep, like in the ocean or whatever, and there are some pretty big fish even in fresh water, you know. And down here, down South Louisiana, it's gator country, so you know better not to swim where you're not supposed to. But at any rate, I can see that why people get scared of water, especially like these large creatures and stuff in there. Now, as far as this specific SCP, everything on the thumbnail I was like, wow, this is crazy, all right? But it's also marked as an info hazard, which is kind of weird. That the Zueljin is who we're going to be doing the reaction for today, and he has it marked as Euclid and an info hazard SCP, which is typically knowing something that can hurt you or has an anomalous effect just by knowing about something. So it's going to be cool to see what this is all about. Guys, make sure to subscribe to the Zueljin. Subscribe to me if you like reaction videos too. Give me a like if you like this type of content as well. And let's get started with the reaction.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Dr. Miller.
My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-1128. Object class,
kind of reminds me
Euclid.
Of a dolphin the way it looks, but
special
like
containment
a
procedures,
which is
written descriptions or imagery of SCP-1128's appearance, or videos of the entity breaching, see Addendum 1128-3, found outside the Foundation are to be destroyed, and Class C amnestics are to be administered to anyone exposed to such information or showing signs of SCP-1128 contamination.
So that's
a
the
written
info
description
hazard
of the entity's
portion of
appearance is to be kept at site for experimental purposes only,
Written
and is not to be read by
only.
anyone other than D-Class used for testing.
Wow.
If exposed, staff are to report immediately for administration of Class C amnestics.
Class C
Mobile
is pretty
Containment
minor,
Force Kappa-12 has been assigned to intercept and redirect any and all water traffic that passes through their designated patrol area by any means necessary. See Addendum 1128-2.
Let's see what this is.
Description: SCP-1128 is an entity that manifests as a massive aquatic predator to anyone given a full description of the being's appearance through either spoken or written descriptions or visual depictions of the being. Persons infected by SCP-1128 will initially exhibit no abnormal behavior, though some cases show general aversion to activities involving bodily immersion in water, such as bathing or swimming. Should the subject ever be fully immersed in water, they will disappear completely under the surface of the water, regardless of the water's actual depth. In most cases, subjects will reappear moments later in a panicked state and frantically try to leave the water, while in some other cases water will become polluted with blood and debris, confirmed to be the remains of the subject. Subjects that have reappeared intact claim that they were transported to a vast ocean where they are pursued by SCP-1128. Interviews with these individuals carries some risk of further SCP-1128 contamination, as descriptions of the being's appearance trigger further infections. SCP-1128 infection can be treated with Class C amnestics, as it appears memory of the entity or descriptions of it are required for its anomalous properties to take effect.
So is it an actual other dimension?
1128-1. Testing with infected D-Class have shown that wireless communication devices function normally when used by submerged subjects affected by SCP-1128. See Interview 1128-04 for details. This is Interview 1128-04. Interview 1128-04.
D-Class 1645.
Interviewed D-1645. Interviewer Dr. Stevens. Forward. D-1645 was instructed to read from a small pamphlet describing SCP-1128's appearance, then was outfitted with diving gear and lowered into a large tub of water via a winch and cable. D-1645's gear was outfitted with a wireless communication device to allow contact between himself and Dr. Stevens, and to test if the SCP had any effect on such devices. Interview has been edited to remove hazardous information pertaining to SCP-1128. Begin log.
D-1645, can you hear me? Over?
I hear you, Doc. Damn, this thing is deep. It looks so tiny from outside.
Just a big
How well
tank.
is your reception? Over.
Wild. It is
good
another
enough,
dimension.
I guess. It's kind of fuzzy, but not enough that I can't hear what you're saying.
What is your current status?
Right now, I'm just sinking to the bottom of... Is this the ocean? How the hell did you manage to fit an entire ocean inside a stinking bathtub?
Irrelevant, D-1645.
So it's not a spatial anomaly.
What are your
It's another
surroundings?
dimension.
I just said ocean, damn it. There's fish in everything. Don't you guys know what the hell's inside your own...
D-1645, what happened?
I'm fine. I just hit the bottom. Looks like I've landed on a patch of seaweed or something.
What are your surroundings?
Seaweed, mostly. Wait a second. It gets thinner to my right. Looks like there might be a drop-off that way. Should I go take a look?
You may proceed.
Damn suit's heavy. It's hard to move in this thing. Hey, is this thing soundproof? I hope my talking isn't scaring off any... Oh my god!
He saw it.
D-1645? D-1645, respond! What is your status?
I'm okay. I don't think it saw me. Damn, I think I pissed
I
myself.
guess so.
What happened?
Can you imagine?
What did you see?
Scariest damn thing I ever seen. Some kind of big-ass... Wait a second. That's the thing from that booklet you gave me, isn't it?
Affirmative. Please refrain from describing it any further. What is it doing?
Nothing right now. It's just swimming along. I think it's got something in its mouth.
Is that a whale?
Is
It's
it
got a whale in its mouth?
Crap, it is. It's eating a whale.
Can you imagine how big, y'all?
Oh, God. Look at those teeth.
I think we're done here. Pull him out now. Thank you for your cooperation. We're bringing you up now.
And now we swallowed it. Damn, the thing is gonna haunt my dreams. Wait, it stopped moving. I think it sees me. Oh, God, it's looking right at me. It's headed this way. Oh, God, help me!
Get him out of there! Now!
Not fast enough.
End log. Closing statement. Winch was retracting at full speed when the cable went taut, wresting the winch from its mounting. Cable then went slack and water became polluted with blood, confirmed to be that of D-1645.
Dang.
No further remains or equipment
They
were
couldn't use the
recovered.
camera
Interview logs and relevant
because
documents
everybody would
were
be
edited
exposed to
for
the info
vectors,
hazard.
and all staff present were treated with Class C amnestics.
Right. Or they could have treated
Addendum
too.
1128-2. Tracking devices affixed to D-Class used in SCP-1128 experiments reveal that submerged subjects are transported to an area within the Pacific Ocean,
So it's not another
far
dimension.
from the coast of...
It's transported.
Further investigation of these coordinates reveal the area to be... Mobile Containment Force Kappa-12, Sea Devils, has been assigned to keep unauthorized seafaring vessels out of this area at all costs. Note, that's where we've been sending those D-Class? How does a short-range wireless communicator get such a clear signal from that far away?
Right.
Dr. Stevens. Addendum 1128-3. Tests involving D-1732, who had been used for repeated SCP-1128 testing without administration of amnestics, was shown to be able to encounter the entity in bodies of water normally insufficient for bodily immersion. This effect became more drastic over time, with D-1732 developing progressively stronger hydrophobic tendencies,
I would imagine
claiming
so.
to see SCP-1128 from outside almost any body of water encountered by the subject. On an undisclosed date, 10 days after initial exposure, D-1732 was violently pulled into a glass of water by... No remains were recovered from the incident. Staff witnessing the event were found to be infected by SCP-1128 and administered Class C amnestics. Containment procedures were then updated to include videos and descriptions of this event, and testing involving extended infection of D-Class was terminated.
Wow.
Experiment Log 1128. Experiment Log 1128, A1. Date unknown. Procedure: D-Class exposed to SCP-1128, outfitted with diving gear and communication device, then lowered into tub of water.
Okay.
Result: see interview 1128-04. Experiment log 1128-A2. Date: unknown. Procedure: D-class exposed to SCP-1128 and equipped with scuba gear, placed into a standard protective shark cage, and lowered into water. Result: no response for approximately 9 seconds. Then line went taut and was severed at the point beneath the water. Remains of D-class as well as jagged steel fragments, presumably remnants of the cage, surfaced shortly afterward.
If it ate a whale, it ain't
Experiment log
scared of a shark.
1128-A3. Date: unknown. Procedure: same as previous. Cage treated with SCP to increase durability. Result: same as previous, no remains surfaced. Notes: 12 hours later, MCF Sea Devils reported finding an intact shark cage floating beneath the surface of a patrol area near one of their vessels. Item was retrieved and confirmed to match description of cage used in experiment 1128-A3.
Cage
was undamaged but bore traces of human DNA and feces of indeterminate origin. No further remains of D-class found.
So it got out anyway.
Experiment log 1128.
It got him out of there anyway.
Date: unknown. Procedure: exposed D-class equipped with diving gear and armed with for use against hostile organisms. Unlike previous tests, the subject was also equipped with a live feed video camera attached to his helmet. Result: video feed shows weapon was ineffective against SCP-1128, appearing only to enrage the creature rather than harm it considerably or drive it away. Feed was lost when D-class was devoured. Staff involved were treated with amnestics following transcription of the video feed.
You didn't see Jurassic Park? That's what happens when you shoot a Tyrannosaurus Rex with a pea shooter.
Date: unknown.
Not gonna hurt it, you're just gonna make it mad.
Exposed D-class equipped with protective environment suit and video feed lowered into vat of to test SCP-1128 manifestation in liquids other than water. Substance chosen for its low density, allowing free movement, similar to walking in open air. Result: D-class recovered without incident. Liquid did not trigger SCP-1128's effect.
Interesting.
Note: okay, so you might be safe from the thing in liquids other than water, but that probably won't help you much unless you intend to drink and bathe in exotic chemicals for the rest of your life.
That's true.
Which would probably get a lot shorter if you tried that. Dr. Palmer.
That's true. I didn't even think about that. Put a glass of water, for instance.
This concludes today's lecture. Don't forget your Class C amnestics on the way out.
Thanks.
And you are all dismissed.
They were pretty much just transferred into a specific location in the Pacific Ocean where this thing would manifest. Although it was an anomaly, I wonder if other people that if there were other people in that area. The only experiment that I didn't see him talk about was if there were people in that specific location, in the real location of the Pacific Ocean, if they would see the same thing when the D-class was dropped in and the anomalous event was triggered, you know? It'd be some interesting findings, I'm sure. Whether or not it's like an actual other dimension, you know, just like a parallel portion of that space and time. I don't know. Very, very cool though. Definitely a really, really cool SCP. Guys, I hope y'all enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to the Vulcan. Give him a like on the video. Give me a like on the video and subscribe if you like this kind of reaction videos. And thanks so much for watching. This is Zueljin signing off. We'll see you next time.